as we do this, since I took my meds twice today, if I veer off course, I need you guys to gently nudge me back onto the show. So, yeah. And hello, welcome to Supernatural Selection. I'm your host, Kevin. With me this week are Mike the Skeptic. Mike, how are you today?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. And we've got Mr. David Davis. David, how are you doing today? And welcome back to A Week in Weird.
Well, I thought we were going to be talking about Fallout, but this is the wrong show.
Yep. We're going to talk about a lot of Fallout Sunday. Because I don't want to set the world on fire. But anyway. So
yeah, I'm doing well.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you're doing okay. It's A Week in Weird, but before we get started, again, the zine, we're still accepting submissions. I'm going to have one here in the next few days ready. And so you will be in a book that has my art as well as others. So be sure to get your submissions in, and we would love to see your take on some cryptids.
Hell yeah.
Still shocked we don't have a Bigfoot.
And that is supernatpod.rocks/zines.
Yes, thank you. Again, with the whole, my brains are fucked. So thank you for that.
Both of them.
Yes. What?
Oh, you said your brains are fucked. So does that mean your forebrain and your hindbrain? Are you like a dinosaur?
Yeah, my lizard brain. Yeah, there's one like right near my butt that controls farts. So let's get going on some real dumb stories here.
Okay.
Well, mine are real dumb. I'm sure you guys have like some serious things. I've been getting all my news lately from UK tabloids because they're like completely different from American tabloids, you know?
Yeah, they have a fancier accent.
Yeah, well, yeah, they make you feel more intelligent. So this one comes from the Sun, UK edition. Article is by Ed Southgate, news reporter. It's published April 1st, but is not an April Fool's joke. Alps Mystery. Ex-CIA psychic claims he identified area where missing toddler Emile Soleil's body was found and immediately told police. Emile's skull, along with bones, were spotted by a hiker in the Ausch Ravine on Saturday. I guess I'm saying that right. I think this is in France, so I made it sound German. I guess they're still invading. Anyway, here we go, guys. An ex-CIA psychic has told The Sun how he identified the area where the body of a 2-year-old was found in a mysterious case that is gripping France. Major Ed Dames, look at the Dames, who was in a secret project that inspired the movie The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Oh, God.
Which, that's a fun movie. I enjoy that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Anyway, he said it took him 2 days to trace the spot using remote viewing. We're back to Ingo Swann here. Tragic, Emile Soleil vanished in the apparently idyllic French alpine hamlet of Le Vernet last July. Now his remains have been discovered in a field that had been scoured for clues shortly afterwards, leaving locals wondering if they had been removed by his killer and then replaced. Which, this reminds me of like a missing 411 story, but we'll get into that in a minute. Major Dames, 74, showed The Sun emails he sent police in December saying Emile was, quote, located at or in proximity to a field that turned out to be immediately next to the site. He said he had been alerted by a member of the public and added, quote, it took me 2 days. I jumped on it immediately. I knew this is a serious case and the sense of urgency is high. The Major developed his paranormal detective skills as operations and training officer at the Joint CIA and Army Psychic Intelligence Unit. Mike is looking that up.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. I just heard typing. I was like, yep. The now-defunct program inspired a 2009 movie starring George Clooney, Ewan McGregor, and Kevin Spacey. Oh, I forgot he was in that.
Yes.
Yeah, boy. Man, that ruined a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't watch Baby Driver. Anyway, the area... Okay, wait, sorry. Emil's skull, along with bones, were spotted by a hiker in the Ausch Ravine on Saturday. The area is just over a mile from where the boy was last seen. Mayor Francois Balic said, there are people who regularly use... I'm going to not do that. There are people who regularly use the path nearby. I used it last week. The volunteer searchers have been there, I'm sure. The gendarmes couldn't have missed him with the dogs. There was even a logging there in the autumn. What? Even a logging there in the autumn. The wood...
Is that what you call like a logging campaign, I guess? You call it a logging?
I guess the woodcutters didn't see anything either. It was incomprehensible. Okay, I got the accent for one. Resident Gilles Fizer said, I say that the little one died and that someone went to hide him there much later. Now that we have found little Emile, the police will be able to speed up their investigation. Village of the Damned. Investigation. The toddler had been left in the care of his grandfather, 58-year-old Philippe Vedovini, while his parents took a break. A witness reported seeing Mr. Vedovini cutting wood outside his house at the time Emile is thought to have wandered off. Mr. Vedovini is a former monk who quit to marry. Interesting. Earlier this month, it emerged he was questioned in 2018 as part of an active criminal inquiry into historic child abuse at a school where he worked.
Whoa.
He was said to have admitted administering, quote, somewhat harsh physical discipline, but insisted he had never broken the law. He and his wife brought up 10 children, including Emile's mother, Marie. She and husband, Colomban Soleil, have also been probed by... I bet they have with a monk. Anyway, have also been probed by police over their extreme right-wing political background.
Jesus.
This is getting weird. Like weirder than a psychic. In 2015, Vernay was the scene of 150 deaths when an Airbus A320 was crashed by its co-pilot who had been treated for suicidal tendencies.
The fuck?
In 2008, a cafe boss was murdered by a customer. One resident said, everybody's saying it, Vernay feels like a village of the damned.
It's like Le Twin Peaks.
Le Twin Peaks, and that's the article.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That all just sounds like stuff that would be on a very compelling ABC, like, Friday night mystery, vaguely supernatural show.
I was going to say it sounds like an episode of 2020, but I'm wondering who the mayor actually is. Is it David Lynch?
Right?
Like, okay, how do we feel about, extreme right-wing, monk, investigation for child abuse, spotted with an axe when the child disappeared?
Right, and then just like, it's a logging community, so there's your Twin Peaks connection right there.
Oh, yeah, Fargo. What
if David Lynch would have gotten like a third actual season of the show, like not the return, but there would have been like a plane crash at some point.
Yep. So, I mean, that's a hell of a lot for one town.
Yeah.
Like one sleepy little hamlet.
Right. No, like, if I were a showrunner, I'd be like looking at that place and be like, you know what?
I think we've got a Showtime series.
Yeah, and then to make it palatable to Americans, you just set it in Vancouver or something.
Oh, Vancouver.
I don't know if it's just
it's foreign without being foreign. It takes place in
Exactly.
America's hat.
Exactly.
Mike, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, like, which layer of it do you want him to talk about?
What's the most fascinating part of all this for you? Is it the child? Is it the plane crash? Is it the sheer clusterfuck of things that happen in a small
Is it the
hamlet?
fucking remote viewing experiment?
Yeah, there's so many things to choose from. It's like, how do I pick just one?
It's like your children. You love them all.
It's wild.
Not about love, but more of like,
Yeah.
you look at him and go like, what the fuck?
Okay, there is an overhead map. And it shows the house. It shows further down the block. And then the boy is in a field by the church.
What the
The
fuck?
chapel. Probably where a monk might have been. I'm not saying he killed him. I'm just saying it's fishy as fuck.
So weird.
Yeah. And, I've said many times we don't do true crime, but, like, it's a remote viewer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the minute you get a psychic or a ghost involved, we can cover it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we gotta look into more stuff like that, I guess. Mike.
Yeah.
You and me watched The Men Who Stare at Goats, right?
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
Oh,
I caught some of it recently.
Yeah.
But
I still enjoy it. And, like, I really like the part where, they keep telling Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, we're going to make you a Jedi. I'm like,
oh yeah,
you silly, silly men.
staring at your goats.
Staring at your goats. So, anyway, that's mine. And that was like, again, I don't vet these very well. So, like, I didn't expect it to go there.
I mean, this just sounds like a really good television season.
It does. Oh, wow. Okay, the Sun actually has, like, some graphics that look like a page out of, like, the Sun. And it reminds me of, like, the New York Post, because it says, Emile found the mystery over the French tot's death continues. What is it about rags like this that they call them tots?
Yeah.
Tater tots?
I don't know, but I really want some tater tots now. Like some cheese tots from Sonic. I'd kill for cheese tots.
The chili cheese ones?
Or just cheese.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Kevin just
I
likes
mean,
cheese
if you're
tots.
gonna go fancy, put the feather in the cap. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no, I'm just saying that, like, if I enjoy the chili, no one else will enjoy me having the chili.
Well, it's not about them. It's about you in the moment.
Sure, okay. I mean, I'll hotbox myself. But anyway. So, that's mine. And, Mike.
Yeah.
I think you're going next, aren't you?
I mean, it's possible I could go next. Let's see. So, do you want door number 1 or door number 2?
Ooh, the Monty Hall door conundrum.
Yeah.
Okay, I say we pick one, and then, Mike, you give us the option to choose to switch.
Well, that only works with 3.
Oh, that's true. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Door number 1 or door number 2? David, I'm going to let you pick this one.
I choose door number 2.
Ooh.
Door number 2. So this is from last year. It's an old story, a little stale, but
Right.
it's the subject matter is timeless. Unprecedented meteorite believed to have originated from Earth. It's a meteorite that came back to Earth after being out in space for, who knows how long.
Interesting.
That would make a hell of a boomerang.
I tell you.
Scientists believe that NWA 13188
Oh, wow. Wow.
initially sprung from Earth before finding its way back home and after spending thousands of years in space.
What, did it come straight out of Compton?
Maybe. 5 years.
If Sokka had made a boomerang out of the meteorite instead of a sword in Avatar: The Last Airbender, this would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 years ago, a partially crusted dark red meteorite crashed into the Sahara Desert and was sold in Morocco.
Of course it was.
Meteorites
Meatballs are the gods.
Meteorites almost exclusively are of extraterrestrial origin, but this chunk seemed weirdly familiar, leading scientists to believe that it originated from the same planet where it ended up thousands of years later.
This is my mama's meteorite. This is familiar.
I know this meteorite. It tastes just like me.
Ugh. Ugh.
During the 2023 Goldschmidt Conference on Geochemistry, held from July 9 to 14th in Lyon, France,
Leon.
a team of international researchers presented data to suggest that the, quote, Northwest Africa 13188 is a meteorite from Earth. The researchers have not yet published their work in a study. The meteorite, referred to as NWA 13188 for short, that doesn't seem very short,
Yeah.
shares the same chemical composition as volcanic rock on Earth, according to the researchers. Some of its elements, or isotopes, however, suggest that it was exposed to cosmic rays in space for a relatively short period of around 10,000 years.
Very short.
Based on its
Yeah.
unique composition, the researchers suggest that NWA, I'm just going to call it the meteorite from now on.
Yeah,
the
please do.
meteorite is still a meteorite that launched from Earth and later fell back to its surface after spending some time traveling through space. It may have been initially ejected from Earth after an asteroid impacted our planet thousands of years ago, or through a volcanic eruption, after which the piece of Earth rock traveled in an orbit around the sun before falling back to the surface of our planet.
That's a hell of a trip.
Yeah. This would make the meteorite the first evidence of an Earth meteorite returning to its home planet. I'm sure it's something that happens a lot. It's just, the first one we've found. and
You know,
noticed.
they say if you love something, let it go, and if it were meant to be, it'll come back.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, some cliff is missing just a little piece of itself.
Yeah.
And it's just so close to getting it back.
Yep.
the researchers still need to date the meteorite in order to confirm their hypothesis.
Is it of legal age?
It's over 10,000 years old, so yeah.
Right.
In addition to measuring how long it was likely exposed to cosmic rays to get a more accurate timeline of the rock's journey.
Cosmic rays, it's a piece of the thing.
Yeah. Although it remains unconfirmed, further analysis of the odd space rock could be a first-of-its-kind discovery, a meteorite that just couldn't bear it to stay away from home.
I like the way they're ascribing like emotions to it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm glad. Sorry, go ahead, David.
So one thing that you mentioned, Mike, was they theorize it could have been from a volcanic eruption.
Yeah.
Has there ever been like a record of like, have they ever seen a volcano that has, generated such velocity when firing off a rock that it actually hits, the upper reaches of space?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Mount St. Helens ejected rocks into
Krakatoa.
space. Yeah.
I mean, Krakatoa was so loud it was heard on the opposite side of the planet.
And I've never thought of it in those terms, but then
Yeah.
when you think about it in those terms, it's like, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. It's like that zit you get right in the middle of your forehead.
Yeah. I mean, most of it's coming back to Earth, but, a small enough fragment going at basically escape velocity. What is this?
Yeah, and he ended
Escape
up being the
velocity?
coolest rock in the quarry.
Yep. I'm just going to say I'm glad you stopped calling it NWA because I was like, oh, I got to make some more jokes. Let me look up album titles. I can't say any of these.
Yeah.
I cannot say a damn one.
Let's see here. So I got the thing in kilometers per hour, but we're Americans. We understand
America.
that.
Yeah, give us the real numbers.
Yeah.
How many hippos is it?
So let's see here. So the escape velocity is 24,923 miles an hour. So that seems a little high. I wonder what the let's see, Earth.
I don't know because if it's a
it
big
may-
enough impact.
Well, and the other thing is, like, if it's high up enough on the volcano. Like, if it's a tall volcano, that's got to help, right?
Well, it's not really.
What if it's a mountain what if it was a volcano during a time that was so big that when it blew up, like there's no record of it now, but it was like huge, like super volcano, like something
Right.
out of a 90s disaster film.
Yeah, I mean, but I think, so it's basically the more violent eruptions are just explosions, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that can send things going,
Oh,
very
yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
So, like I said, a small enough chunk can get hurled, or chunks get hurled at, high
Yeah.
enough velocity to. And it's not really the Earth escape. I mean, it's. That's what I was trying to figure out is what speed it would have to go to be in a solar orbit. So I guess that is kind of the Earth escape velocity.
Yeah.
So orbits are just weird.
Yeah, they are. I remember watching you play Kerbal.
Yeah, because going straight up, unless you have enough velocity to leave the Earth's sphere of influence, well, you're not leaving it, but you get out farther enough that another body's gravitational pull is equal or greater than the Earth's gravity. Because gravity doesn't end, really. It just keeps getting less and less until it's barely detectable. But yeah, no, so we're talking, but at least it's seeming at least in the, mid 20s of 1,000 miles an hour.
Can God make a volcano so powerful that it fires a rock into orbit?
Apparently.
I think nature made them.
Yeah.
So.
Well, here's the other question. What if somebody just threw it?
No, I think that even an MLB pitcher is going to have a difficult time throwing one that fast.
What about Hercules?
Even him, I think he's going to come. He's going to run into physics limitations with his length of his arm and whatchamacallit, leverage.
Do you guys remember those very old illustrations? Like, how could we get to the moon? It was like that big cannon that would fire.
Yeah. Yes.
So maybe it was a caveman who did it. He just Grognar created the cannon a long time ago.
Yeah, but then
Grognar made the biggest blowgun in the world.
But then Grognar was going to make a giant cannon for the Iraqis, and he ended up murdered.
Oh, right. Yep. I remember that.
I am Iron Grog.
Well, you know about that story, right, David? What was his name? Richard Bull or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
He was a Canadian that was obsessed with building giant cannons.
Yes,
so
I remember that from Behind the Bastards.
Yeah. So yeah, he wanted to make he wanted to really make cannons to shoot things to orbit, but he ended up running out of money. So he looked for other people to give him money, and one of them was Saddam fucking Hussein.
Yes, that's right.
So
this mega weapon is meant for peaceful purposes.
Yes.
If I had known you were going to use my melting death laser for war, I wouldn't have built it. Yeah.
It's like that first episode of Venture Brothers with the Ooray.
God damn it. Well, we've mentioned Venture Brothers, and we got our weekly mention of Behind the Bastards in. Mike, thanks for that one. I'm glad we got to talk about cannons because of a meteor. But, that is fascinating. I love the idea of... It's... Because, I didn't actually think about that until we discovered the Martian meteorite in Antarctica.
Gerald Bull was the guy's name.
Gerald Bull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gerald Bull Shannon. I love
Richard
him on
Bull
Night
was
Court.
a actor, and when I Googled that, I'm like, okay, I got the name wrong.
Okay, well, it's a bull. No. What a bunch of bull.
Yeah. At least I got the last name right.
Yep, I'm proud of you. So, David, what have you got for us?
Well, I have an article from the Singular Fortean Society.
Oh, hell yeah. I used to go to that site, I think.
This one was on April 12th, so today, written by Tobias and Emily Whalen, the two people who run the website. Title is tall, dark, human-like winged being reportedly seen in downtown Chicago building.
Damn.
We got a Mothman.
We got a Mothman. I'm
So
excited.
it's funny because technically this week I am doing Phantoms and Monsters because the source for this article is Phantoms and Monsters.
God damn it. Okay, well, we're getting a double helping this week. Great.
Yeah, so Lon Strickler of Phantoms and Monsters recently received the following report from a man claiming to be a former security guard at a building in downtown Chicago. And I'll go ahead and read the guy's story here.
Okay.
I want to try to do an accent, but I can't. But since it's Chicago, I'll just throw cousin after every couple sentences, and then it'll be a bear reference.
Okay.
Hello, sir. In the spring of 2021, I was working as a security employee in downtown Chicago, Illinois. On this specific night at around 1:30 a.m., I had completed my usual rounds and settled into the monitor room to check the footage, cousin.
Oh, that's great.
It's so stupid. I'm sorry.
No, go for it, man. I love it.
I'll probably throw in some deep dish and Chicago hot beef
Yeah, if this
references.
Wait a minute. Could you throw in a gabagool?
Yeah, why not? After about an hour, I took a walk to start my next round. Sitting all night can get tiresome, and I needed to stretch my legs occasionally.
Mike, you know about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I would start at the ground floor, then up the stairwells, checking all crucial points. I'd check the entrances and exits, check to see if all the offices were locked up, and then I would head back down to the ground floor for a nice slice of deep dish. I added that last bit,
I know.
Yeah, we'll figure out people can guess where I'm adding appropriate Chicago references.
Okay, that's fair.
When I got back to the third floor, the elevator stopped. When the doors opened, no one was there. I noticed the corridor lights flickering, and it felt a little creepy when that happened. I got back into the elevator and went to the ground floor. When I reached the ground floor, and after the elevator door opened, I had made my way to the security room to watch the monitors. It was like Five Nights at Freddy's, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
As soon as I sat down, I caught a fleeting glimpse of something unusual passing by one of the surveillance monitors that was situated outside the security room. I could have sworn that it had wings, but it went by too quickly. I got up, opened the door, and peeked out of the room. My stomach started to churn. I could feel that something was aware that I was there. Don't ask me why, I just had that immediate sense of nervousness. I returned to the... Right. I returned to the monitor room. I started to review the CCTV footage and pulled up the feed from a camera. As I watched, I saw the familiar scene of the empty hallway. Then I observed a hazy figure materialize on the screen. It resembled a human form, but its edges shimmered and blurred, making it seem dreamlike. The figure floated down the hallway. It cast no shadow and seemed entirely devoid of substance. I continued to monitor the ghostly figure as its movements became more erratic. Then, as it moved towards the front street door, it began to gain a more defined form. I immediately got to my feet and rushed to the door. I walked into the hallway and quickly moved toward the front. As I had turned the corner, I saw a 6 to 7 foot tall winged being that looked human-like. It was very thin and dark in color. The wings were almost transparent as light from the street could be seen through it. The wings were huge, I'd say 15 feet in total width and unfurled, and it was a shock. I accidentally dropped my flashlight on the floor and began being turned and looked in my... Oh, the being. Okay, I'm sorry. The being turned and looked in my direction. That is when I noticed its eyes illuminated with a bright orange-red color. Then, in a flash of blue light, it vanished. It was totally gone.
I notice he has not mentioned its ass.
Yeah,
right?
I don't believe this because there's no, thunderous cheeks mentioned.
Yeah, I know. And did he give it beans?
That's the other question, right? Oh, you've seen how people are putting quarters in the ass crack of the Mothman statue.
I fucking love that statue. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I keep seeing people putting, like, posts where people are like, I put a quarter in the crack.
That's great.
So, I stood there for several minutes in total silence. I eventually walked back to the security room, but the rest of the shift was a blur. I never mentioned seeing the sighting to anyone, and I never wrote it in my report. Why? Because when I went back to watch the recording, there was nothing there. I know I didn't erase it because there's no way I could have done that. No mechanism would allow me to do so. I live alone, so there was no one at home to relay my incident to. About 2 weeks later, I quit my security job after finding another line of work. More recently, I was at a friend's home for dinner. He had other acquaintances there as well. We sat in his living room after dinner, probably a nice hot Italian beef,
Hey.
and started talking about the Chicago Mothman sightings. I never heard of the phenomena. Oh, bullshit.
Yeah.
But I was intrigued by what I heard. That is when I decided to search online about the sightings, and that is how I found you. I don't know what I witnessed that night, but deep down I believe that it may be related. I'm hesitant to reveal my location of the sighting because I don't want any trouble from my ex-employer. At this point, I'm debating with myself how much information that I want to disclose. So that's the initial story.
He saw Birdman.
Hmm?
He saw Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
Right. Well, I mean, all the hallmarks of a traditional, like, Mothman are there, right?
But
to say, like, I never heard of it before.
Did the building collapse afterwards?
I don't see that in the article.
Okay.
But, let's see. They continue. This is back to our original authors. Strickler wasn't able to speak with the witness directly, but they did exchange messages via encrypted text.
Oh, wow.
Quote,
he was trying to sell some mushrooms.
Right. Quote, I was able to contact and message the witness, Strickler said. There was no telephone communication, and the text was devoid of ID and stated secured only. He eventually told me where his sighting occurred, but insisted I not release the information. All I will disclose is that it occurred in a building located at the intersection of West Washington Street and North State Street.
So it's probably like one of 4 buildings.
Right. For now, the specific location and other information will remain confidential and only known to the Phantoms and Monsters Fortean research team.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't buy it.
I think he certainly thought he saw something, but I want to know if he's on any kind of medication and not like in a kind of way. I mean, like, when I first got on my antidepressants, the first ones I was on, I had a lot of visual hallucinations of black things with blurred edges. Specifically worms and snakes, but like I could totally see somebody seeing a Mothman.
Well, and here's the thing. We know that he uses a secured line. He probably uses Telegram, and you use Telegram to buy mushrooms.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. So
it could be a little fungal persuasion.
Perhaps. At least it's not the cosmic death fungus.
Yes, true that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fun. I don't buy it, but like it's still like fun. Like,
yeah. I see. Here's the thing. Yes, it kind of sounds like a Mothman thing, but it actually also sounds like just a general shadow person incident. You know, and I don't know.
The thing that bothers me most is like, oh, I checked the footage and it wasn't there, and it's like, well, I've seen like cool footage of like a dude talking to someone, and then like this other person looking at the footage, and that person's not talking to any. I'll have to send you guys the video. It's wild, but this guy, it's a person watching another person, like security guard, talk to someone who's invisible, right?
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, and then they call him, and it's like, hey, who are you talking to? I'm talking to whoever. Like, I'm talking to Mary. It's like, Mary isn't here right now, dude. And the dude just freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then like that's incredible. Like, if there had been something like that would have been cool.
Yeah, no, but yeah. The question is also, is he on the footage from when he goes down?
That's a good question. It's a good question. Like, yeah, like, is there footage of him, like, reacting?
Yeah, because I want to see that.
Yeah. All I know is this will make a fun fucking video, man.
Sure.
I mean, it's basically Five Nights at Freddy's, but, like...
with Mothman.
Let's do a Mothman version. You know, it's, you're at a lamp factory.
Yeah. No, it's... God damn it. The safe word is lamp. No,
you have to try to keep the Mothman away from the lamps.
Oh, no.
The delicious lamps.
It's... God damn it. It's 5 Nights at Cryptid Chris's.
5 Nights at the Supernatural Selection podcasting base.
God damn it. Yes, welcome to the Tin Shack. So, Mike, what do you think about this?
I don't know.
It's fun. I'll give it that. It's fun.
It's
like
a good
if
story.
someone were to narrate that on a YouTube video with some creepy music and some like stock footage of like liminal spaces, like I'd go to sleep to that.
Oh yeah, and the narrator goes, "The one thing you don't want in your Burger King hamburger is Mothman foot lettuce." Sorry, that's an old joke.
It's an old meme, but it checks out.
Yes, thank you. I don't know. I like it, but
Yeah, any chance there's a Mothman update, no matter how thin it is, I'm like, no, we kind of need to cover that.
yeah. Now, Mike,
Yeah.
you were a security guard.
Oh, yeah.
How likely is this him having a lucid dream?
I mean, I guess it's not unfathomable.
Right. Because, I mean, here's the thing. The reason I say this is I'd be willing to believe him
Yeah.
because I actually put a little stock in, like, shadow people. But he saw it on the footage, and then and he reviewed the footage, and it was there. And then he reviewed the footage again, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, that's sketch.
That's the thing that throws it into the realm of I can't buy this. Because, like, yeah, okay, I'm willing to believe a lot of crazy shit that's, paranormal and spooky, but, like, ghosts and Mothmen typically don't know how to scrub a video.
Well,
Yeah.
and the other thing is, and you had mentioned that, like, if there was that footage of him reacting, that would have been like a nice
Oh, yeah.
little capper to this, right? It's like I reviewed the footage and I saw myself looking very afraid at something, but there was nothing there.
Also, we can't tell you where it was or any information about this at all.
It's one of these 4 buildings on this very specific intersection.
Yeah. It just so happens to be the Circle K, but nonetheless. I don't know why it's got an elevator, but they put an elevator in the local Circle K, and I got to take it.
The local Circle K skyscraper.
Yes.
An entire floor of beef jerky.
Well, it's downtown, of course. Oh, wow. An entire floor of beef jerky.
And it's not just beef either. They'll jerky anything for you. They call it the Jerk Shack.
Look, I didn't say they wouldn't. I said they shouldn't. So,
Oh, man.
well, that's a fun one.
Yeah, that's
So-
fun.
Well, that's our first round of stuff. Do you guys mind if I do my next one and then we take a break?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay, hang on one sec because I was a fool, and I got to reopen the tab. My God. Okay, let me find the article again because my medication thing has destroyed my brains. Sorry about this, everyone. There we go.
We can't. Oh, okay. I was going to say we can mention the guy who passed away, the Satanic Panic dude.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll go into my next one.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into too many details on it because like this is going to be something we're going to cover on the show.
Yeah, this is groundwork for something else.
Yeah. So, and in fact, I can't like get any more because it's the New York Times. I can only see like the headline.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, you need to
Fuckers.
sign up. So, fuck that.
News is supposed to be a public resource. God damn it.
Yeah. That's another topic for the Dead Internet series. But anyway, Bennett Braun, psychiatrist who fueled Satanic Panic, dies at 83. He
Good.
diagnosed dozens of patients with what he said were suppressed memories of being tortured by cults.
Right.
He later lost his license.
Like you do.
We'll get into this eventually when we talk about the Satanic Panic, but it's an example. This is an example of a guy who's obviously smart. He got his degree and everything like that, but he makes bad choices and he draws the wrong conclusions, and that causes a lot of trouble. And it happens with smart people more often than you think.
I picture that guy from the beginning of Ghostbusters. You are a poor scientist.
He's like the Venkman with a 2 in charisma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That guy is partly responsible for some really shitty things that happened in my childhood.
Well,
Him and Mike
bad
Warnke.
As bad as he is, my favorite, and by favorite I mean the most fucked up story of the Satanic Panic thing, is the Michelle Remembers author
Oh
who ends
God.
up marrying Michelle
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he was her psychiatrist.
A callback to an old episode of another podcast, but was there a burning in her rectum?
And Grandma played the piano.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah. But no, so yeah, I guess a rest in piss. I don't want to be too mean because, like, I don't think the guy set out to hurt anyone.
My mom threatened to throw
But-
me out of the house. Fuck this guy.
Okay, I mean that's fair. Like,
He can fuck himself in hell. In fact, I can't wait for
know
Mike
if he
Warnke to show up
intended to
and they
hurt
can.
people, but
I don't.
people got hurt.
I think he was willing to make a buck, and wanted
Yeah.
to be a talking head.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I don't know, man.
And
I don't know. I don't know.
there's
It's
something about psychiatrists / psychologists from that period where it's like, I need a book deal.
yeah. Speaking of which, have you seen Late Night with the Devil?
Not yet.
We'll talk about it Sunday because it's got some fun connections to all
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I really want to see that. It's Mike. It's got Polka Dot Man as a talk show host in the 70s, and they bring on someone for an exorcism or something, and like on live television, and like it happens, you know,
Yeah.
and it's filmed like on 70s looking film. So, and the thing is, me and Gage wanted to see it, but we were both like, I don't want to see it in HD. I kind of want to watch it on a VCR and a CRT TV. It's you know, kind of like it just period appropriate.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, we'll talk more about that on the other show where we talk about that stuff. My next article is from the Mirror, UK. And this is a fun one. Do you guys remember Robbie Williams? He did that song Millennium. He was like a big deal back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Mike, you remember him?
Somewhat.
Okay. He also did that song Calling All Angels.
Yeah. He was definitely of a period.
Yes, he certainly was. Like Spice Girls period.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were contemporaries. I just didn't like looking at him. So, Robbie Williams being targeted by aliens to be a messenger because he's famous.
As happens.
Yeah, all the time.
Happened to you, didn't it, Mike?
Sure.
Okay. Robbie Williams. Sorry, go ahead.
I said, sure, why not? That's all
Sure.
I said.
Okay.
What was the message you were asked to deliver?
Drink more Ovaltine.
It's always that, damn it.
Or eat at Joe's?
Yeah, eat a Joe's. Robbie Williams has claimed that aliens are targeting him because they want him to be a messenger for them on Earth, and he's seen UFOs on multiple occasions, which apparently he, like, showed up at Skinwalker Ranch one time. Weird. Anyway, Robbie Williams has warned that aliens are choosing to contact him because he's well known and they want him to be their messenger. And I'm like, you're about 25 years late, boys.
He's just famous enough that he's affordable.
Sure. Yeah. I wonder what he's pulling down for that. But anyway, the 50-year-old singer has experienced several strange encounters. He once revealed that he saw a UFO so close that he could have hit it with, quote, a tennis ball. Another time, while writing the song Arizona, which is about alien contact, a, quote, gold ball of light appeared in the studio when his song was playing.
Was it a Mormon ship?
I don't know. Robbie feels that extraterrestrial beings keep visiting him because they know he can tell the world about them due to his pop star status.
Sure.
He explained, quote, I sometimes think, and I try to separate narcissism and ego, unsuccessfully a lot of times, but there's a lot of different theories that we all have to do with this stuff, but I often wonder if I'm supposed to see it because of my public platform. Am I supposed to see this so I can talk about it? Robbie, his wife Ada Field, and their 4 kids, Teddy, Charlie, Coco and Bo, who is 3, all live in Beverly Hills. Being an LA resident for almost 15 years, the Angels singer has had most of his strange meetings in the city. He believes that Los Angeles attracts visitors from other planets. He revealed, quote, "For some reason, I feel closer to the woo-woo in Los Angeles than I do in England. I had a house in Wiltshire, and the grounds in the house were 1,000 years old, and you would think that there I would be inundated with specters or doors slamming. Other people experienced it, but I didn't. It's not until I go to Los Angeles where I live, or lived for a while, that it's like there's vortices here. It's a very strange land," reports the Daily Star.
No, that's why they call it Hollyweird.
So I doubt. So 1,000-year-old house.
That-
Sure. Now the ground everywhere is thousands of years old.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Oh, maybe
Now-
one of the stones is 1,000 year old. Like it's like a Ship of Theseus question. Like,
Oh, yeah, they've replaced it. Well, you know how it is. The stones degrade. I
a
don't know.
house is as old as the stone at the base.
Yeah. Now, that's not how that works. This isn't
No, I
whiskey.
know that's exactly the kind of thing that he would that you could say
sure.
though to make
Yeah.
it to justify
Now,
that shit.
in the middle of this article, there's a "What's your favorite Robbie Williams song?" poll. And I'm like, well, I've heard 2 of these.
Okay,
So
well
probably
I know.
one of those 2.
So his latest album is 25, which came out in 2022.
Okay.
And let's see. I'm going to see if I can find the track listing. Here we go. Let Me Entertain You. Oh, and that. Oh, wait. This is like a compilation album. Fuck.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's on his list.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
anyway.
a fucking compilation album. It's not even a new album.
Yeah. So that was in the middle of the article. Article continues just a bit more. Recounting the UFO sighting at his recording studio in 2008, he once explained, quote, "I'd just written a song called Arizona, and it's all about alien contact, and I was playing that. I stood on the balcony, and there was this big ball of gold light that turned up. We thought it was Venus or Mars or something. Then the song stops playing, and it disappears. But then we put Arizona on again, and the ball turned back up. It happened 4 times. After that, a massive electrical storm started, and these 2 big, massive balls started dancing in the sky. It was like a whole light show for about an hour in a thunderstorm.
It's going to be big in Proxima Centauri.
Big balls.
Big balls.
Big balls in Proxima Centauri. I just like the idea. He says he tries to separate ego, and then talks about how his music summons aliens.
Right? Like, if he had put on, like, a Beyonce song and they showed up, like, okay, yeah, and I can understand. But the fact that he's like, no, it was my song.
I would imagine they'd show up for Queen faster than him. Just saying.
Well, Freddie Mercury is one of their own.
Yeah, oh, obviously. Look at his teeth. I'm sorry, that was mean. I love Freddie Mercury, but I've seen some pictures of him as a kid, and I'm like, you grew into that.
He found someone to love.
He did. I love that song. So, here's a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What song out of your current playlist do you think would summon an alien?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to, like, let me see if I got Spotify on here, and let me look at my...
Okay.
Probably something I played on the Mutant Hours at some point.
Oh, probably. I'm just
see.
going to say, for me, probably Science Friction by XTC, because it's about aliens showing up. And they have a sense of irony, obviously.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and make it easy and say Beastie Boys Intergalactic.
Goddamn right.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey may have stole your answer.
No,
Okay, what do you think?
I'm looking.
Unless they're like sentient AI, then it would be Daft Punk is playing at my house.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
What about fat bottom girls? Because, aliens, asses.
Sure.
Yep. Let's see. I'm just going through my playlist now.
Okay.
Me too.
Fine, fuck it. Konyawa Hurricane by Priss and the Night Sabers.
Well,
this would make for a fun distraction whole game. Like we have to come up with here's the occasion. What song are you pulling off your playlist?
Okay.
But I'd say Starlight Brigade by TWRP.
Damn good choice, son.
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
Nailed it. Okay. Well, okay, that was mine, and we're going to take a break real quick, and when we come back, we'll have Mike and David's, and then I'm going to inundate us with a stupid story from Phantoms and Monsters. Again. So, we will be right back after this.
Hey there, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're probably into cryptids and monsters. Well, if you have a creative spark, you can always join us in our first ever Supernatural Selection zine project. For 2024, we are doing cryptid encounters, where you can draw or write a encounter with a cryptid of your choice, and we'll put it in the zine. The current submission window is from early January to late June. If you're interested in finding out more, you can always go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/zines. That is ZINES. Now back to the show.
And we're back. So, during the break, we were, of course, talking about Fallout because nerds.
Yeah.
So, I did mine. So, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's go with your next story, shall we?
My next story.
Yeah, what was your door number 1 that we didn't get?
The path least taken.
Indeed.
Comes from Gizmodo. From March 21st. Haunting, quote, demon faces show what it's like to have rare distorted face syndrome.
That is a brand new sentence entry.
A rare case of prosopmetamorphosis or something like that allowed researchers to depict the facial distortions. A 58-year-old man with a rare medical condition sees faces normally on screens and paper, but in person they take on a demonic quality. The patient has a unique case of prosopmetamorphosis, PMO. Thankfully, we have an acronym or abbreviation to use, because I don't want to say that more than twice.
Yeah.
A condition that causes people's faces to appear distorted, reptilian, or otherwise inhuman.
Really?
Yes.
So, are you telling me Lacerda might be a mental illness?
Hey, that's what drew me to this when I saw this article. I was like, this seems interesting, and they could explain a few things.
You're making me sad here.
I know. That's my job. A new study published in The Lancet describes the case, which is unique in that, to the man, the faces only appear demonic when the individuals are physically present. The patient has been perceiving faces as distorted for 31 months, so it's not something he's always had. It's something that apparently recently happened. At first, it was distressing to him. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Say you wake up one day and you go out. You say you live alone. I don't know how this guy is, but say you live alone, so you don't see anybody at first. You turn on the TV. Everyone looks normal on TV. You get dressed and everything. You walk outside, and then you see, I don't know, the mailman, and he looks like some weird, fucked up, like reptilian elf thing.
So a Thursday for me.
Yeah. And you're like going, what the fuck? And then you see another person, and they look like, it's like some weird They Live scenario where everybody you're running into just looks like some weird demon thing.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And if you go to where I have the article in the Week in Weird Talk, they have
let me take a look at what these things look like.
representations of how he sees people.
All right, just a sec. I'm trying to find it.
It's a little ways up. I can link it if you need me to.
That's the meteorite.
It's a little more up than that.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
It has
I don't
faces.
got it.
It has a thumbnail with the faces.
Look above Titanic 2, which was another story I was thinking about doing today.
Oh, it's below the meteorite. I'm sorry, you went a little too far.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, let me click that shit. Holy crap.
Yeah.
It's
So it
the
turns-
Innsmouth look.
I was going to say, wow, Nightcrawler.
Yeah, makes everybody's eyes like extremely like slit like. Their mouths very wide and their ears pointy.
Dude. They're the happy mask salesman.
Something like that. Yeah, just I mean looking at the distorted pictures, it's like some weird PS1 game level.
It is. Or a N64, yeah.
Yeah, like Goldeneye.
Golden Eye. What? Anyway.
But now he's become habituated to them, the paper states. So, you
He's
get
gotten
used to anything.
Yeah.
Because faces appear ordinary to him on screens and in person, the research team had a unique opportunity to probe how the distortions manifest and create accurate visualizations of the demonic countenances.
They look like goblins.
Yeah.
Yep.
In other studies of the condition, patients with PMO were unable to assess how accurately a visualization of their distortions represent what they see because the visualizations itself also depict a face, so the patients will perceive distortions on it too. Okay, so this guy, since he only saw it in person,
Right.
they were able to hey, does this look like, what you see? Yeah.
Interesting.
San Antonio
Man.
Mello, a researcher at the Dartmouth College and lead author of this study. I don't know. Dartmouth is so close to Innsmouth, it made me chuckle
No, I could see that.
in a university release. Through the process, we're able to visualize the patient's real-time perception of face distortions. For the patient, faces in person are unsettlingly distorted. Uh-oh.
Okay, there was a something in the kitchen. It's
Okay.
we're good. We're good.
Is she in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was making sure it wasn't
Yeah.
a cat or something
No.
getting
It's cool.
frisky.
It's cool. I'll cut this
Everybody's okay. Everybody's
Yep.
fine. How are
Yep.
you?
All right. So I'm going to start from the beginning of this paragraph so we can just cut there, I guess. You can fix it in post. For the patient, faces in person are unsettlingly distorted. Eyes are stretched and angular, nostrils flare out, and lips stretch outward to comprise the entire width of the face. Grooves appear in the forehead and ears warp into an elvish shape. Not an Elvis shape, but an elvish shape.
Nonetheless, Elvis Presley, I get it.
Ending in sharp points. In milder cases, facial features merely droop, appear out of position, or are smaller or larger than they are in real life.
That's so fucked.
Yeah. In another case, published in The Lancet in 2014, a 52-year-old woman in the Netherlands reported a lifelong history of seeing people's faces change into dragon-like faces and hallucinating similar faces many times a day. She could perceive and recognize actual faces, but after several minutes they turned black, grew long, pointy ears and a protruding snout, and displayed a reptiloid skin and huge eyes and bright yellow, green, blue, or red.
Dragonborn.
She saw similar dragon-like faces drifting towards her many times a day from the walls, electrical sockets, or the computer screen, in both the presence and absence of face-like patterns. And at night, she saw many dragon-like faces in the dark.
It's like having a
Wow.
personalized jump scare.
It's like your own personal hell.
I was going to say, if I had that, I don't think I would ever stop screaming.
No, you get used to it.
I'd pass out.
According to Brad Duchesne, a senior author on the study and principal investigator of Dartmouth's Social Perception Lab, people suffering from PMO are often diagnosed with other disorders like schizophrenia and prescribed antipsychotics. Quote, it's not uncommon for people who have PMO to not tell others about their problem with face perception because they fear others will think the distortions are a sign of a psychiatric disorder.
Well,
yeah, no kidding.
I mean, it kind of is.
Well, so I'll talk about unless they talk about it, I'll talk about my suspicions here. Duchesne said, it's a problem that people often don't understand. The 58-year-old patient had a history of bipolar affective disorder and a post-traumatic stress disorder, the research team noted, as well as a head injury when he was 43 years old.
Interesting.
The patient had no impairment to eyesight and a small round lesion on his left
Hippocampus?
Hippocampus. Yes, I kept trying to say hippopotamus, and I know that's not the right word. Maybe I have a small round lesion on my hippopotamus.
Maybe you do.
I thought you were making a hiccup joke.
Yeah. No. Which the team concluded was a cyst. Mm-hmm. Other individuals suffering from an Alice in Wonderland syndrome, a catch-all term for perceptual distortions, were also reported to have brain lesions. Encephalitis, migraines, and psychoactive drug use are also linked with the syndrome, though none were observed in the recent patient's case.
Y'all ever been so high faces are coming out of the walls?
I've sat on the toilet and just before smartphones, and I didn't have anything to read, just staring at the wallpaper and started seeing faces.
Yeah, see, in our bathroom at the old house, there were these plants and flowers and shit on the wall treatment, and I would sit there and stare at it, and it, like, one of them was a duck. One of the leaves was a duck.
Yeah.
I don't have a joke for that. I saw a duck.
No, I get it.
To characterize the facial distortions, the researchers had the man describe perceived differences between the face of a person in the room with him and a photo of that person. Due to his PMO, the in-person face was distorted and the on-screen face looked like an ordinary face. PMO can last just days for some and for years for others. Only 75 case reports of PMO have been published, according to the researchers. It's certainly one of the rare and more disturbing perceptual disorders, but knowing how it manifests means that fewer patients will be misdiagnosed in the future.
Yeah. That's really cool, actually.
So, it's not surprising that it's faces, because faces are kind of one of those things that are hardwired into our brains to recognize and process.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking before about seeing faces and patterns.
Yeah, pareidolia. Yeah,
it's just the way your brain works. We latch on to patterns. That's why, emojis, like, it's just a colon and a D, but it looks kind of like a face because it's the light, American light socket that has the ground circle. It looks like a face.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're just programmed to see faces and
or the back of a car.
Yeah.
The front of a car.
Yeah. That does remind me. I saw somebody had a 4-outlet thing of those, and they turned each one into a member of KISS. He used the magic marker and gave them all the face markings.
Okay, that's pretty clever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it makes sense that there could be a kind of short circuit in the face recognizing and processing region of the brain that would cause it to do weird things.
But why doesn't it work with the photographs or seeing it on a screen?
So if I had to guess,
which you do,
yeah,
I frequently.
We're making you guess.
I would say. So I have to ask some questions of him to know, because does it work at any distance? Like, is someone in the distance not as distorted as someone close up. In that way, it could be something to do with his 3D perception of faces. And if it's the same no matter what distance, that could just be, I don't know. That's a weird one because
You may just have a fucked up curse.
yeah, I mean, just it's like it's kind of like almost like reverse vampire kind of thing. You don't see him in mirrors. This guy.
I was trying to figure out where you were going with this. Yeah,
only in person can see the lizard people.
Yeah, with this, you see people with a strange face, and then you eat them and drink their blood. No,
but
all
yeah,
around me, I see horrific faces.
Oh God.
And it could just be in his instance, his brain processes a 2-dimensional picture of a face differently than a 3-dimensional picture,
right.
Not picture, but a 3-dimensional. So
I'm just going to take those pictures from that article and be like, this is what elves would look like in real life. You're not allowed to masturbate to them anymore.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
Also wonder if it would work like on, say, drawings of faces. Like, they don't really say anything in the article if like these people that have it for any face, would it work? Would it also distort, like, you look at a cartoon picture of a person, and would their faces get distorted? Or if you put him in VR with like some VR characters, would their faces be weirdly distorted?
Well, I'm just going to say I feel really lucky that this didn't happen to me, since my sister dropped me on my head for a day.
And made you hang off the side of a Volkswagen.
She still says that, well, she up until the end, she said that didn't happen.
What the fuck?
I rode on the sideboard of a Volkswagen Beetle to the mall one time, and she kept saying it didn't happen.
If I had to guess, Kevin, which I do a lot,
it was a bunch of really crazy.
I bet you just rode on the sideboard of the Volkswagen, like down the driveway.
Well, here's the thing: the reason I know it was going to the mall is because there was
they took you to the mall
curve, and dude was hanging on to my arms. Anyway. This has nothing to do with elf faces. Hey, it's all fine. Everything's fine here. We're cool.
Should have been, Marty McFly with a skateboard.
Dun, 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 dun.
But yeah, so just some insight on how our brain can fuck up when, just looking at faces.
Yep.
Well, and then also we got that little story about Kevin ghost riding the whip. So.
Yep.
But also,
it's a German whip.
Can be some explanation for the weird things people see.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I would not be surprised if, like, David Icke had this.
Because if this is something that can happen on a semi-permanent basis, it could also be something that happens just, like, once.
Yeah.
Say, your brain just kind of, like, fucks up for some reason. And
yeah.
You're just sitting there and you see, like, David Icke sitting there and after all his drugs, and he... like this article said, it does happen after, long-term psychoactive drug use. Sometimes he saw
just
people
sounds
as
like
lizard people.
It sounds like a terrible option for a would you rather game. Would you rather see horrific demon faces on everybody like once a week on a random day? That's what it sounds like.
What if you could
gonna pass?
What if you so apparently there's no like rhyme or reason to why the faces look that way. What if you could hack your brain to everybody looking like Animu?
No.
The eyes get gigantic. It's like Battle Angel Alita.
Yeah.
Am I kawaii, Ugu?
Oh, man.
Oh, God. I have no son. Anyway. Wow. That's a fucked up disease to get, man. And I'm glad
like,
it's
how do
not
you
me,
get
but,
used
like,
to it?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's the question.
How?
I mean, it's like, you ever lived somewhere that smelled funny and you just kind of like stop noticing after a while?
Like my valley is ringed by dairy farms, so yes.
Yeah.
We lived down the road from a chicken plant, a dog food plant, and the dump.
Yeah.
And
Oh, Jesus.
I never get used to it.
Well, That's because it always didn't smell where you lived.
That's true.
But yeah, when you were driving by or closer to the
Oh,
interstate,
man.
yeah.
In the morning at Rose's, I'd be sitting out front and going, this is the most disgusting smell I've ever smelled in my life.
Yeah, when the wind's just wrong.
Yep. And in the summer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Summer winds keep blowing in.
From doggy food. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that one, Mike. That was interesting. Like,
You're welcome.
that's fucked. I mean, it's awesome, but it's fucked. So, David, what have you got for your last one here?
Well, I had a couple of different sources for this one, but I went with this one purely for the headline and the focus.
Okay.
This was an article by Abby Montiel, published April 8th in Them, which is a queer publication.
Okay.
And the title is, A Sexually Transmitted Fungus is Making Trillions of Cicadas Hypersexual and Gay.
Please allow me to say, fuck.
Wishing a wonderfully chaotic queer spring to all cicadas. So,
oh my God.
So obviously one of the big things this year, we have an eclipse, so that's one sign of the end times.
Yep.
Then of course we
Always.
have the two big population cicadas emerging with an overlap, which is not seen that often.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me go ahead and read this article. It's nice and sassy. It's definitely okay. No, society is not turning your kids gay, but cicadas and fungus, well, that's another story. So, last week, CBS News reported that this spring, trillions of the bugs are expected to emerge in huge numbers not seen in decades and maybe even centuries, resulting in cicada-geddon, as one scientist called it. On top of
Nice.
that, some of the bugs will be zombie cicadas who are infected with a sexually transmitted fungal pathogen known as Massospora cicadina. The fungus makes them hypersexual and gay.
God
Now-
damn.
Matthew Kaysen, a professor of mycology and forest pathology at West Virginia University, told CBS that when infected, a cicada's genitals will fall off within the next week or so as the fungus erupts and covers roughly a third of their body. Yet, at the same time, the fungus produces an amphetamine that basically makes male cicadas super horny for their fellow bugs regardless of their sex. Quote, males, for example, they'll continue to try to mate with females unsuccessfully because, again, their back end is a fungus, Kaysen said. But they'll also pretend to be females to get males to come to them, and that doubles the number of cicadas that an infected individual comes into contact with.
Dang.
He went on to explain that male cicadas typically emit a loud humming sound to attract female cicadas, who will flick their wings if they want to mate. However, the fungus causes male cicadas to flick their wings like females in order to attract their fellow male cicadas and infect them with the fungus. Either way, fending off hordes of these queer bugs is going to be a pain. That's a quality, I guess. Now, cicadas might be enjoying a chaotic queer spring, but they're far from the only examples of queer and trans representation in nature. Barely 4 months into 2024, we've already been blessed with a half-male, half-female bird sighting in Colombia, and the first ever documentation of gay humpback whale sex. Why not add some gay fungus cicadas to the mix? So, that's
yeah.
fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
Except for the whole,
I am really excited about that cicada.
genitals rotting and falling off. That's not fun.
Yeah, no, that's horrific. But no, it's just I like the little spin they put on it. Sassy.
Yeah.
But hey, we got fungus in this episode. We always like to have a good fungal story, and I think this ranks pretty high as far as like fungal horrors go.
Yeah, I was talking about this with somebody at work, and they were asking if it was kind of like that, the fungus that infects ants.
Yeah, like it gives them like a high that like causes them to like act out, but it's not like it's controlling them necessarily.
Yeah.
Like the cordyceps in the ants. But you get dick rot and then you get really horny.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nature's wonderful.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, no, it's just,
Horrifying.
again like wild, and for like these two different, like, because that's what's going on, right? It's these two like distinct cicada populations.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's two different groups. Like one's like a 13-year, one's an 18-year, and they happen to like sync up. Or something like that. I'm probably wrong on the exact numbers, but you know.
I'd be curious to see how this spreads. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I want to, like, I hope they gather, like, they get some good data on this, because this is, like, so fascinating.
It's definitely interesting that we're getting this.
Yeah. Oh, hey, gay whales, too. That's neat.
Yeah, no, I seem to remember we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, and apparently it might have been the first time that the humpback whales have been photographed having sex at all.
Yes, and I think it's funny that it was, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great.
That's fun.
But, yeah, so another thing for the fungal horrors, when we ever get back to that, is, it takes over your reproductive organs.
Yeah. Give me that dick.
Makes you real slutty.
Give me that dick. Yep. Just a fungus screaming, give me that dick.
And that's literally all I got on this one. It's just a little quick one, but like a lot of interesting crossover with shit that we talk about.
You know, I was already not looking forward to the cicadas this year because it's gonna be a pain in the ass, and then that I'm just like, well, fuck.
Can you imagine that crossing the species barrier?
I'd rather not, thank you.
Oh man.
That's wild. Man. Fucking climate change.
That's a great horror story.
It kind of, well, I think they did that, and it was something like that, and it was The Last of Us, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that's cordyceps. I'm talking about I'm talking
dick
about like
fungus.
the dick rock fungus. Yeah, like, someone get me Shudder, get me a contract, I'll make him a movie.
New movie called Dick Rot. Yeah. Oh man. So guys, with that being done, it is time once again for everyone's favorite segment on the show.
Oh, the end?
It is time, you fucker, for Phantoms and Monsters Theater. Hello, I am Lord Kevin Beef Wellington, and welcome to Phantoms and Monsters Theater. I'm really proud of doing that. Anyway, so this week, this one was from March 26th, 2024. The article is called, I was contacted by the Pleiadians and they have a message for the world.
Okay.
All right.
I thought we'd had enough. I saw something in the woods and it must have been a Bigfoot. So, article begins. An experiencer contacts me pleading for help. He states that he was contacted by the Pleiadians when shown the Tree of Life and that a message will arrive this year. I received the following account. It was the night of March 26, 2016. I got to figure out another accent, but this is what we're going to go with. I was in my room in Cleveland, Ohio. Great accent for Cleveland. There was an electrical storm outside. That's a running theme tonight. Out of nowhere, this intense energy permeated my room. I was standing at the time watching television, and I heard and felt this low humming sound. I was literally knocked onto my rear end. Everything in my room was alive with light and overwhelming energy. Suddenly, the television screen changed, and there I was on TV. Then the words started forming. You're a dragon!
What the fuck?
Again, that's a hell of a thing to have. Again, out of nowhere, like watching a movie superimposed over my own reality. I was literally shown the creation of life on our planet. A fish crawling out of water. I think he was just watching TV.
He was just fucking watching Planet Earth or walking
Yep.
dinosaurs.
Yep, a fish crawling out of the water and all of the offshoots of the species. The tree of life. I had never felt such fear in my life. Because God didn't do it. I can only explain this next scenario as thought transference. Words started coming into my brain like a computer being downloaded with information. Those are thoughts. just so you know, sir. Those
He
are
was
called
basically
thoughts.
He was living through body problem.
Yeah, we have everybody has those. They, quote, said to me, "Do not fear, little one. You are God.
I thought he was a dragon.
We live in you as you." They have revealed themselves as tall human-like beings with dark hair, with the power and knowledge of angels, but extraterrestrial. Since that day, I've been in a lucid state of awareness, being shown the secrets of the cosmos. After that, my battle for life had begun.
Wow.
I had lost all my hair and had scars like burns all over my body. They told me they were testing something on me they called nanomolecular technology. They are here waking us up one by one. That's going to take a long damn time. What is it, like 8 billion people on the planet now?
That's still 7 and some
Is
change.
it? Okay. They say that the collective event will occur December 12th, 2024. God damn it, motherfucker. Seriously, December 12th? Anyway, when all knowledge of the tree of life will be revealed. What's really crazy is I was raised Catholic. You have no idea how difficult this has been for me. This goes against everything I was ever taught. I suffer silently. Who will help me? I know there's something inside of me. I feel like molten metal. I can literally see the light inside of me. I have so much information. Please help me. I'm on the edge. I am willing to undergo any testing so the truth can be told. I've seen amazing things, so much more than I can state here. Please help me so I can help others with this new paradigm. I am the edge. In.
Alrighty.
That's all you got?
I mean, someone needs some medication.
So was he a dragon or was he God? I don't know what's going on here.
He is dragonborn and will help us defeat the evil dragon that's here to devour the world.
It sounds like he's one of the player characters in Baldur's Gate 3.
He's the main character of Skyrim.
Right.
Yep. Alduin, that's the dragon, god damn it.
They took his hair.
They took his hair and they burned him with a TV.
Jesus Christ.
They burned him with a TV, y'all.
I love it when you do the voice, but as it got deeper and deeper into it and the guy's like pleading, the voice got really sad.
I know. That's I'm too good at this sometimes. My God.
Like, I started feeling a little bad. I'm like, oh man, this poor country bumpkin.
The number of times he said, "Please help me." It's like, oh no.
You hear that in a southern accent, you're just like, oh no.
By the end, I was feeling really bad.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. The tree of life, huh? I really thought he meant Yggdrasil.
Right?
I was not expecting like the Darwinian tree of life.
Mm-hmm. It was like a fucking Terrence Malick film.
I don't know, man. It's pretty fucked.
Oh man.
Oh my God. So David, have you got any segments before we go into questions?
Yeah, I've got an X thread. There's nothing much to it, but it's a good
Oh,
question. You know,
hey,
this person's looking for some advice.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, X is going to give it to us. Yay. Mike, are you
Yeah.
excited?
I'm something.
Turgid?
No.
Are you turgid?
No. Not
He's whelmed.
He's whelmed. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, just a person, you know, posted on X looking for advice.
Is it about being a dragon god?
No, unfortunately, it doesn't say please help me. So,
Okay.
and of course, by X, I don't mean Twitter. I mean like 4chan X.
Yeah.
Which there's
the
not much
X
of a difference
board.
between them right now.
Yep.
But there you go.
It's all anti-Semitism.
Thread title: How do I join a cult?
Wait. If you have to ask, you don't deserve to be in a cult.
Well, and here and it says, "I'd like to join one, but am unsure of where they hang out." So let's help this guy.
Check the malt shop.
Yeah. So this person wants to know, you know, where to find a cult. So what do you suggest?
First off, there's still two guys from Heaven's Gate. And
true.
they give talks. They are more than willing to talk to you about their beliefs. They have material. They will send you a VHS tape.
I would say that, you know, just say you have a lot of money and you're willing to believe in just about anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can be the celebrity spokesperson for any cult, except for Scientology.
Why don't you just start your own?
That's
Let's
a lot
see
of
what come
work.
to you.
This guy sounds like a joiner, not a creator.
Wait a minute. Mike, David.
Mm-hmm.
We're always talking about a grift and starting a cult.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We need this guy.
We don't know if they actually have money, though.
It doesn't matter. He does all the work to make the money.
I don't know. I think this person's just looking for inclusion and not necessarily looking for, you know, to make us rich.
I don't think they're bottom bitch material.
I think he just needs a club.
Right?
Like a Saturday night
take
anime
up Magic
club.
the Gathering or
Maybe it's
Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Dungeons and Dragons, and you're fine.
Yeah,
Just too basic to actually have any interest to find a club.
I guess. But I mean, come on. Anime night? Even Jackson has a Saturday night bad anime night.
Wait,
I mean,
you do?
yeah.
Where?
Yeah, they have a Facebook group.
Damn.
Yeah.
Have
just gotta
you
look for it.
gentlemen ever gone?
No.
Well, we work Saturday nights, unfortunately.
Oh, shit. It's
Yeah.
a shame because you guys, I would love for you guys to go and then report about it on the distraction hole.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Two guys getting close to 50 showing up to hang out with a bunch of 16-year-olds. There's nothing creepy about that.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, depends on like what the crowd is for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, children. We have brought anime.
Oh, come on. No 16-year-olds are having bad anime night.
I don't
These
know,
people
man.
have to be solidly in their 30s.
That's true. Hello,
Yeah.
fellow kids. Yeah. But okay.
Just to
Do you
show
want
up,
to talk
it's
about
actually-
Golden Boy?
Just
Oh God, not that. Not with children.
You show up and it's actually just a bunch of guys that look like Steve Buscemi with the skateboard and the
Yep.
ball cap on backwards.
And
It
they're
would
all
just be Casey Green's The Anime Club.
Yes. I was gonna say, actually, you show up, it's all a bunch of Steve Buscemi's, but they're all wearing like maid costumes. It's like
The Steve Buscemi Maid Cafe.
Am I kawaii ugu?
I'm here to serve you, Master Uwu.
That just sounds like a random ass Netflix Adam Sandler movie where it's just Steve Buscemi is like in a maid cafe.
Oh yeah, no, and he's putting the lipstick on like in the, was it Happy Gilmore or was it Billy Madison?
Yeah, and with like the cat ears and everything like that.
Yep.
I just need to do our own Steve Buscemi made cafe.
Oh God. We gotta clone a bunch of Steve Buscemi's. That's the cult he needs. It's the Steve Buscemi anime cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how you do it. You just gotta clone Steve Buscemi.
Yeah. Easy as peasy.
I've got two answers in the thread. One, get addicted to drugs or alcohol and then join the sketchiest seeming recovery group that you can find.
Ooh, yeah.
Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
Yep, not gonna lie. That's a good way to start it.
Yeah, if you got a couple of flirty cuties in Southern California offer to talk to
flirty
you about
fishing.
God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Find somebody that's doing flirty fishing.
Yep. Another response, Christ is all around you, just let go and walk in God's grace.
Yeah, but God's grace might be in front of a truck.
All the sooner to see him, I guess. It is what he willed.
Yep. This is God's will.
So, yeah, I think we had some solid advice, and plus it got us to the point of Steve Buscemi Catgirl Made Cafe.
Yep. Nope. So, can't beat that.
That's a great name for a band.
Yeah, someone draw that. If you're listening and you're artistically inclined and don't want to submit to the zine, draw that instead.
Kevin.
Send it to us at team@supernaturalselectionpod.com.
Kevin, I'm sure AI could generate that for you.
Ain't no goddamn way I'm putting that in an AI thing and in my search history.
Why does he have 7 fingers?
Yeah, because it's AI, god damn it. So, let's see if we got some questions. I believe we have a few. Mm-hmm. As soon as I remember, there we are. Questions for the show. David, were you here when we were asked where we get our sources for Weekend Weird from?
No, but I think if you listen, I pretty much gather sources from a few reliable places.
Right. Reliable in that we can get material from there, not in their trustworthiness.
Yeah, I tend to get a lot of articles from Futurism.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's got some weird shit. A lot of it's tech focused. Me and my AI thing and dead internet stuff. So, yeah.
Well, you know me, I've really switched over to start using UK tabloids, but I'll find something occasionally in a news dump from mysteriousuniverse.org because they said their whole podcast built around our news reports. I'm like, yep, and I'm going to do that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, they're linking to other news articles. So I don't use their material anymore. Yeah. So, Mike, how about you? Where do you get yours?
What, for the Weekend Weird news?
Yeah, where do you get yours?
I mean, it's generally a lot of Gizmodo. If I just come across a weird story, I'll, throw it in the Discord for later. Sometimes if I'm running dry, I'll just do a search for weird news and just take whatever comes my way. But
okay.
A lot of Gizmodo. A lot of just my normal, everyday, quote unquote, newspaper sites will bring up a weird story now and again.
Yeah. Okay. I want to say that question was from Man in Black. I'm not positive. I'd have to go back and look, and I'm lazy.
No, it's good that Johnny Cash is still intellectually curious.
Why don't you tell me where you get your news? So, we got another question from Ghostforge, and this is one that we almost did a show about. I had it on the burner, but I've removed it from the burner.
You set the burner on fire.
I did. I don't want to set the burner on fire. I just want to start a flame in the oven. Anyway, what is the show's stance on the Melissa conspiracy?
What is that?
It's the conspiracy that says Avril Lavigne, or however her name is spelled, died years ago and was replaced by a random blonde woman by the name of Melissa.
There's always, for any popular person, there is always that rumor.
This is the Paul is dead rumor,
yeah. This is the Andrew WK.
See, that I believe. No. I don't think Andrew WK is dead. I think Andrew WK is a character and they hire actors to play him.
No, because it's all the same guy.
Different nose.
No, I've looked at the old stuff. There's not. I mean, other than changing with age, which everybody does.
He's a Time Lord.
There are some people you just can't replace, though. Like Conan O'Brien.
Or Darren from Bewitched.
Where are you going to get another 8-foot ginger?
That's actually that's fair dinkum.
Ireland.
Right there. Ooh, okay, that's also fair dinkum. But yeah, I'm familiar with it. Clark actually wanted to do an episode on that material, and honestly, I kind of find some of the celeb stuff to be vapid.
I mean, it would be fun. You'd probably want to put a few of them together.
Yeah, it's there's that, and then the Andrew WK thing and the Stevie Wonder isn't blind thing. There were some
we
celebrity
could put
ones.
under a series called Hollyweird. Just like,
Yeah.
just weird Hollywood
If
shit
we-
like
if-
haunted hotels and stuff like that.
If we do it, but I don't know if I really want to touch it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It sounds like
touch
something
this.
I'd do.
Yeah. So, next question. All right. We're gonna save that one for the distraction hole.
Ooh.
Next, Kick-Assatron. There's a photo, and I saw some video of this. Did we get aliens coming to the eclipse as space tourists? There have been several videos posted from different locations around the country of black streaks going through the sky across, between observers and the eclipse.
If you're a space traveler, finding an eclipse is such an easy fucking thing to do that it makes no sense to come to Earth for the North. This was the North American eclipse, right?
Yeah.
Because it happens every few years somewhere on Earth.
Yes.
I think the next one is in like Australia or something like that, or within 4 years or something like that. So it's as regular as the fucking Olympics.
Yes.
So it's not anything the alien's going to give a shit about.
Yeah. And I've seen the video that they're talking about, and okay, it does not look like birds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is.
Probably could be like bugs or something.
They're pretty high up because they show them like passing through clouds.
No. I mean,
Alternately,
how can you tell? Because, like...
Well, it'll be under a part of cloud, then go through cloud, and then come out and go through, like threading a needle kind of thing.
Maybe
That
drones
sort of look.
trying to get...
Well, they're going real fast, so I'm thinking it might be CGI. That's a guess. Anytime I see UFOs on TikTok, I assume it's fake.
I haven't seen it, so I couldn't.
Yeah, there's a link in the questions for the show thing if you want to watch it, Mike.
Okay.
It's a Reddit video from Reddit. But it's a little weird, but I don't know that it's aliens. I just honestly, you want me to put on my Kev's actual thoughts?
I don't know. Are we safe? Are we safe with that? Given the
airborne life, not birds, creatures living in the upper atmosphere.
Oh, like the little floaty things that you see in your eyes and that sort of thing.
No, I'm not saying sky serpents, but sky jellyfish. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like people are too easy to jump on the UFO explanation, and they should think much more clearly that it might be a giant airborne jellyfish.
Yeah, I barely see anything in the video, but it also kind of reminds me of rods that people claim they see.
Yeah, that's something else I thought about, which that is typically bugs.
Yeah.
Mike?
I'm watching it again just to see if I saw what I think I saw.
Okay.
So you only see it.
Yeah, it's
above
barely
the
there.
Clouds. I'm thinking it might be a shadow of some form.
A shadow?
Yeah. I mean, come on. What is the eclipse but just it's the moon's shadow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
oh, you think it might be high-flying something shadows projecting on the clouds?
yeah, because you only see it through the thinnest clouds.
Okay.
Like under blue sky, you don't see it at all.
Right.
So it could be like the shadow of an airplane.
Or a UFO. No. The shadow of a UFO.
I would say probably airplane.
Okay. Again, I'm going to throw my sky serpents out there, but, that's just pipe dream.
Because, the eclipse does do weird things to sun shadow or sun shadows and things like that. You've seen
the crescents.
Yeah, the crescents through the leaves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's some amazing shit. So anyway, that's our general thoughts on that.
I'd have to say, because that doesn't quite look like someone would go through the. If someone was going to CG something, they would make it look more interesting.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's some form of shadow, either an airplane, or it could even be something in space. It could be like a satellite shadow.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. With the eclipse going on, a lot
With
of
the
weird
eclipse
shit
to
could
kind
happen.
of focus,
Yeah.
shadows of stuff like that. I don't know if it's a satellite shadow. I think it would be a lot bigger though.
Maybe, I don't know. Here's a quick question. Speaking of the eclipse, did you guys get raptured?
No, unfortunately, I'm still here.
I thought I
same
did,
here.
but it was just gas.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Actually.
Taken up by the gas.
Yep. Well, hot air balloon. So we got another question from Ghost Forge.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like rocket propulsion?
What, Ghost Forge's question?
No, gas being rapturing you,
Oh, I guess so.
shooting you up into the air.
Y'all ever get those machine
Yeah.
gun farts where it's just like pop, pop, pop,
Oh,
pop, pop?
God, yes. At work, constantly. I'm finding corners away from customers and just, like, having my own little Vietnam.
It's like you're trying to go between the aisles and you have one of those and it's like a power slide boost in Mario Kart. Just for yourself, get just a little bit faster.
Yeah, you ever do that thing where it's every time you put your foot down, so it sounds like fart shoes? Yeah, I had that today. That was embarrassing.
The worst is when you fart and then you're like, oh God, I hope no one comes near me for the next like half a minute.
And then somebody like walks up within 6 inches.
Because you think if someone else smells this, they will really think there is something medically wrong with me.
Yeah, they're going to call an ambulance.
What
Yes.
died in my
Yeah.
ass?
Yes.
It's usually also followed by, I think I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I've been at work and done that, and then like Gage will walk up to tell me something. I'm like, don't, let's go over here. So, again, another question from Ghost Forge. For the next weekend weird, he said, when you were younger, were any of you the sort of kid that regularly pretended or play acted that you had power? Actually, you know what? This is a no, he said weekend weird. Okay, let's go with it. Did you pretend that you had powers from a show or that you were one of the characters on it?
Well,
That's
And he
being a
said,
kid.
ask me about my own cringy, chuny era sometime and how I turned it into a coping mechanism for ennui.
like who hasn't pretended they're a Jedi with an automatic door?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I would pretend I was a member of the
mean,
Voltron Force.
It depends if you mean just like the kind of, kid playing around or the cringy kid, doing it as their personality for like months on it.
Let me
at a
tell you
time.
something. My entire class in 4th grade, we were masked. Like I was elected Matt Tracker.
Kevin thought he was king shit of the
I was king shit of the turd pile.
Do you ever seen a kid Naruto run in real life?
No.
I have.
Oh no, I did. So one day, not a kid, it was a grown ass adult.
Oh, well,
sort
I
of.
mean, I saw that guy in Naruto running at Roswell or at Area 51.
No,
Well,
so
not like in a meme sense, but like legitimately because it makes they think they're going faster.
no. Well,
No,
so okay, so let me tell this story.
please do.
So I was coming back, me and a couple of guys. So, I think I've said on here before, I'm in a bowling league. And one of the things we do is we practice every Sunday. And so we're driving back on a Sunday from practice. And the bowling alley we go to is a good distance away. So we take this bypass highway to get back. And right where the bypass highway hits the main highway, the main interstate, it kind of creates this triangle of land right there between, the main interstate, the bypass, and then the ramp for the on-ramp for between the bypass and the interstate. And on that triangle of land, it's kind of a hill. And as we're coming around, I saw someone in what I could only describe as a Naruto costume, Naruto running up the hill. But this was a 20-something-year-old dude, And I'm like thinking, is he like, is there someone filming it that I can't see on the other side of the hill? Or what? Because all I saw him was like on the crest of the hill.
Right.
I mean, this guy is secretly training his ninja powers. You stumbled onto it. You can't judge him for that because he's committed.
Well, it's like I said,
and it's
it was
training. He'll be better.
It was in the middle of, two interstates. So it's not like he was doing it in secret because there's hundreds of people passing him every minute in both directions.
Now, funny story, that town where that is, we used to live there.
Oh, no, this was right here at North Jackson. This was right there at the 55-220
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what I saw in Clinton one time? Naked little person on the side of the road, jumping up and down, screaming with cops trying to calm him down.
Like
yes,
dwarf.
A dwarf. Someone with dwarfism.
Someone who used to be called a midget.
Yeah, that's...
Were they shooting Jackass?
I know it's derogatory. I'm just saying, I'm just clarifying. We're not talking about...
a little person, not a child.
Yes.
Were they shooting Jackass in the area?
No.
This wasn't Wee Man, right?
No, it is a gentleman that we saw. He used to ride his bicycle in the neighborhood, and he was butt-ass naked on the side of the road, leaping up and down, screaming, and the cops were like, their body language like, hey, dude, be cool. Just be cool.
How are they not laughing their asses off?
I don't know, but I give them a lot of credit.
I'm so sorry, but I have to ask the question. How big was the bike?
Regular sized.
I thought you were going to ask how big something else was.
I didn't see it.
I think I don't know what happened in that situation though.
Yeah.
They took his Lucky Charms.
Oh no!
No.
That's bad.
No,
Sorry.
That's real bad. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's it for questions.
Oh no! Did I ever show you guys the video of the kid doing the Sonic? Like the Sonic the Hedgehog Naruto run's the same thing, but it's this kid in a gymnasium running against like someone else, and he is like doing the Sonic the Hedgehog. He kind of dressed like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in a weird way.
Oh no!
And he like smoked this other kid, right? So he runs into the wall, bounces off of it, jumps and lands, and does like the Sonic thumbs up. It is the funniest fucking thing. I need to find that clip for you guys.
Please post that in the shit post-mortem.
It is so amazing because he absolutely smoked that other guy. So there may be something to the Naruto run.
Please post that in shit postmodernism because I need to see that. Oh my god, that sounds great.
I'm pretty sure kinematically the Naruto run is not superior to pumping your arms. But
I don't know.
This Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm not a professional runnist.
Guys, we have a guest. Mr. Conti is headbutting me savagely.
He's saying this show's over, dickwad.
He kind of is, which that's our questions. And I want to thank everyone for listening, as always. We really do appreciate all of you. Remember that we do have a YouTube channel, and you can head over there if you prefer to get your stuff on YouTube. It updates a couple days after the podcast feed, so on Wednesdays usually, you will find this show on YouTube. So thanks, everybody. We really appreciate it. Remember, you can join our Patreon. I'm going to try and stream again Monday, and this time we're going to watch some Hot Wheat.
All right.
I've got some Hot Wheat to show, and y'all are going to love this Hot Wheat. So, Mike, hopefully you'll be available for that. Wait, nope, you're working Monday, aren't you?
Yep, I'm working Monday.
Dang it. All right, well, me and David. Yep. All right. So, you can find all the information you need to at our website, supernatpod.rocks. That is supernatpod.rocks. You will find a link to our Discord, our Patreon, our YouTube channel, our merch store, which we are not hyping enough. There are some real fun shirts in there with some really great art by David. You can find What else is on the website, David? I'm blanking.
Supernatpod.rock/zines. Just always be selling the zine.
Always be selling. So
always be zining.
Yeah. Yep. So before we close out, David, have you got any plugs?
Oh yes, actually, if you find my Ko-fi account, which you can just go to my website hpcomics.com, I'm going to be posting weekly rough like raw chapters because I'm writing another novel. So
there we go. Cool.
Yeah. It's like $2 a month to support me, but that will get you access to the weekly chapters, and I have at least like 50 potential chapters outlined, so that will probably be narrowed down.
So what username should they look for on Ko-fi?
It should be at HP Comic.
All right.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
At HP Comic on Ko-fi, you can find information. You can find some neat stuff from David there. Which, when you said you can find my Ko-fi, or you can look for my Ko-fi, I set it down somewhere. I don't know what I did.
The easiest way to get to me is hpcomics.com/join-me. It has the link right there, and it's like $2 a month.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Mike, have you got anything you would like to draw attention to?
World hunger.
Oh,
fuck.
Okay.
Fuck.
Goddamn, son.
No, not really. Just
all right. Well,
it's a serious problem, guys.
Yeah,
it is.
Maybe one day I'll have capitalism to force upon people, but not at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to plug Spooky Dice Bag.
Hey.
You can find it on your podcatcher of choice. It is a fun D&D podcast that I am on. David has been on.
When is that episode out, God damn it?
It's going to be a little bit because we're still pretty far back. Right now, we're still enjoying breakfast in a mind flayer town, I believe, in the current storyline. Like, seriously, we just... The current episode, I think, was Boys' Night, where me and the guys didn't have Astrid, and we were just drinking, and we invented karaoke. So, yeah. And there was also, like, a musician with long, curly black hair and a top hat named, I think it was Gouge or Stab or something. Yeah, you get the joke.
Yeah.
Anyway... Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next time. You can find us on your podcatcher of choice or on the website or YouTube. So, until next time, stay safe and stay froggy. Goodbye.
All right, so let's talk about Fallout.
Yeah, okay, Fallout was really badass.
It was pretty good.
Chicken fucker.